everybody? This is Edward back on another video, an infomercial stream. Yo, I'm listening. I know y'all were really bugging me about watching the Lapeef show and watching, what's been going on because I ain't gonna lie, I've been really watching them. And yo, I'm not gonna lie, this shit is bad. Oh my god. This is not good. This is not a good look. So I'm sitting here and I'm watching Pink Book Lessons, and she did a 30-minute review on can you see it? I'm on watching this on my iPad, and I'm 20 minutes into this motherfucker. This is bad. And the thing is, this is not gonna get that many it only has about 450 views, but this is a really good breakdown. And I decided to see it because I actually saw a clip from A to Z where I jumped into what she was talking about, and then they were talking about, they want to play the on code bullshit with culture. And shout out to Xanatos Clutch because now they want to use the ADOS culture thing as like a shield to try to hide accountability and shit. And maybe it wouldn't have been my choice that Anton made to bring up Amira. I would have personally used another black female that would have made it a lot harder to pull that shit. But um yeah, man, it's not a good look. Yeah, what's up, Angela C? I'll share it in my I'll share it in the community tab in a little bit. But this is a bad look. And what makes this really bad is Pink Book Lessons had all, which is not Pink Pill. Pink Book Lessons is, and this was something that dudes put me on to. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I want y'all to understand something about a lot of when I talk about these women. I don't go looking for these women and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna share them," because I want you all know. Pink Book was somebody that was put on in by Don Calypso on the Telegram. Love Dorsey was another person that people kept putting me on to. A to Z was another person. So a lot of y'all, these dudes be giving me these people and telling me to go through it. So a little insight on that. Yeah, Angela. And the thing about it is, this is why camming up doesn't matter. Because now that everybody's cammed up, where do you have to go? You have nowhere to go. You can't say cam up. And these are some of the things were things that Pink Book had said earlier on, like weeks ago before this even happened. Because like Pink Books said something when she was on Kevin's show, right? And the thing about it is now there's a lot of differences, but understand something. I don't Lebanese people like people love to talk about the Middle East. The Lebanese, first of all, Steve Jobs was Lebanese. The dude that did Marcus Lemonis, owner of Campy World, the Prophet is Lebanese. Like the Lebanese are kind of like, I don't want to say they're like the Jews in that way because that kind of throws a lot of things into it. But the thing is, they're a small group. Lebanon is a very small country. And they are always under threat. Remember, Lebanon has been under the threat for years because of like the crazy shit that's been going on in Syria. So, they're also another group that when they're overseas, when they're spread out, like they're tight knit. And so the problems that black people have, they're not gonna have. Now the argument that kind of I'm still not done with this. I got 11 more minutes, but the argument I kind of wanted to address is this idea. You never hear black people talk about culture. First of all, if we were to have an extensive conversation about black culture, you rarely hear that on YouTube. You rarely hear that on YouTube. And I'll give Anton a lot of credit on this one, but when I hear women or people talking about my culture, I'm like, do you even understand what your culture is? Like, do you even really understand what that is? Feminism is your culture. Gynocracy is your culture. Like, do you understand? Like seriously. And this is why when I ask black women, the question is the black community a patriarchy, matriarchy, gynocracy, or anything I haven't mentioned yet? They never say patriarchy. Some of them will say like one out of like 50 will try to say, well, it's a failed patriarchy. How? How is it a failed patriarchy? Because so when people say it's a failed patriarchy, I then ask, okay, when did it fail? Explain to me when the black patriarchy failed. And they can never answer those questions because those questions they never pondered because you don't learn that in women's studies class. You learn women's studies in the context of white women. You don't learn that in your own situation. So we don't have these cultural questions because black people do everything they can to avoid to avoid um culture talk. We do everything we can to avoid talking about it because I mean, and that's why I was telling Nurse Nerd is, you know, what you really saw with because she was trying to compare Gabby Douglas to Shakari, and I said what you really saw was the black rednecks or the hood running the asylum. That's really what you saw. Because everybody wants to be able to do what the fuck they want to do without judgment. Because that's what you have when you have a ultra liberal culture like that. And this is a big reason why the black community is fucked up. And you don't just see it reflected in the women, you see it reflected in the dude, men too. But nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to have a real conversation because who typically passes culture on? The women. Why? Because they are the ones that nurture the children in very critical states. So when you have single mother raised homes, well then this is what you get. Well, it's that the men are not there. Oh, because men just decided to get the fuck up and walk away. Because all these women that had a baby by a nigga intended to marry the nigga they had a baby by, which we've already learned that that's not true. And so I'm gonna share this in my thing. But yeah, this is interesting. See, Kay was when I'm looking at with these clips. Obviously, these are clips, so I don't know what Kay said, but Kay had said enough. But the thing about it is, when people say modern women, I mean that's not just something that people are saying to shame black women. The reality is that is a very good term as an operating system that a lot of women are on. And as I told you all, every woman is not going to be some Darth Sidious. Every woman is not going to be on some Nyla says abort black babies bullshit. It's more, a lot of it is more subtle than that. And I would have been interested for Six to be on here too, but I already know how she would have reacted. And so what happens is, yeah, this really exposed a lot. And this a lot of people what makes this really impactful is a lot of people were saying this before because they were catching whiffs of it. Black Huru was saying it. I was kind of like me personally, I don't care because I'm like when it comes out, it's gonna come out. So it's not like, oh, these people are gonna get a 10,000, 30,000 channel and then they can reveal who they really are, and then all of a sudden, up there we go, we got played again. No, it doesn't work that way. Well, I'm gonna go through a little bit with this video. I'll finish this video with you all on it because I'm this is not gonna be a long stream. Let's see what he's got to say. We hear when I'm hearing it.
Women like her who are responsible for this destruction in the community, and that part of them.
Hold on, and let me slow it down because I got this on 1.75.
And you sitting here talking about what somebody else is paying attention to. You sat here on this platform and aired your whole life out, and now you gonna sit here.
That was my decision.
No. Right, you're right. And it's my decision. Now it's my decision to say what I'ma say. I didn't sit here.
And this is what happens when you guys allow these feminist chameleons to exist. As a part of the baby mama class, she believes that now she can control what black men say. She don't want them saying anything that's going to make her class look bad in front of the real traditional women. When it's the women like her who are responsible for this destruction.
She's Caribbean. She's Jamaican.
in the community. And that
There's
part of
nothing
them
to
being
it.
in control of the community, running the households, that's why we are down bad as a people. We're supposed to let her tell the community what we need to do, literally telling the men what should come out of their mouths.
And you got pushback from me. So what?
You're right, but you're still wrong. And you still can't stand on your point.
But I've been very consistent. When you brought
Consistently wrong on
and
this
this
particular
time,
point.
when you brought the white little lady on here, I said the exact same thing. When you bring any
The problem is that, see, here's the thing, you know, and even though I'm not gonna put Courtney in with Cynthia G, black women don't have. I saw this with Crystalline Carrison. She's done this. Cynthia G has done this. Black women, a lot of black women don't have a problem when it's a white man in their minds bashing black men. But to be honest with you, these women, at least in these clips, and these are clips, they have talked about Western society. They haven't brought a racial element into it. That's something, so, and that's really the trick. The how it's like, wow, you all are taking this personally, when in reality, Amira and them could have went on Fresh and Fit and said the same thing, and a lot of those white women, they would have got triggered. So, if anything, their critique, and this makes more sense, the Lebanese, they don't really give a fuck about black people. Or like they're talking about it from more of an American standpoint. This is why they use terms like the West and shit like that. And then you gotta understand that Amira doesn't have a job on. So like this is what you gotta understand. So everything, even in their context, is more liberal. It ain't like the Lebanese are not out here driving cars and shit in Lebanon. It's not Saudi Arabia and shit or Dubai and shit. But see, let's see.
I'm going to say the exact same thing. That's my stance.
Again, it don't
And
matter.
And that's what their stance is going to be. We shouldn't be having these conversations in front of non-black people. Then if you brought in other non-ADOS, we should ADOS. That's just a way to not have a conversation. If you really don't think there's anything wrong with the shit, then you should not be so uncomfortable with me. All he's doing is drawing comparisons. And you're losing your mind because you know how this shit looks deep down. So, yeah, she really, like, goddamn, this is funny. Shout out to Don Juan.
Your stance is against the person and what they look like and not their thing.
No, it's
and that's
not.
what makes you wrong. No,
it's
it's when somebody says something.
Called in the Middle East.
I don't care.
I know you don't care.
I
You
don't
don't care.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You saying, do you know what black people are called in the Middle East? What the? You make it sound like they're not. What, you think the Middle East calls them worse than what white people call them? I got a question. Do you think that the Middle Eastern people call black people worse names than what we call each other in hip hop music? Think about it. It's not like really think about that. Like, do you think the Middle East are showing them black people? They're creating productions showing black people twerking and shit like that, like World Star Hip Hop. Come on now, you can't do that. You can't hide behind that. And then we live in America. Are you serious? You act like white people don't do shit. You deal with that every day. Come on now. See, she want to be... This is fake outrage. This is what that is. This is fake outrage. Take them cornrows out. And I'm going to tell you, Lauren's smart. And even Kay, they keeping their mouth shut. Yeah.
Wait, you guys, hold on. Hold on.
And by the way, nobody's out here saying that black women need to be like Muslims. Nobody's saying that. But at the end of the day,
Here.
Do you know what they tell you? Do you know what they call you? Black men are not signing up to date Muslim women, so we don't have to have that problem. But you had the Latina in there too.
Again, what it
Well,
comes
I
back
do.
down to,
I do.
when it comes back, no,
I
I'm
do
about to
care.
say this last point, and then Amira, you can say it. What it comes back down to is that the argument that Courtney has against people is what they look like and whether or not that's relevant and
No,
what it is that
it's
they're
not.
saying. And
Stop
she's not arguing against their point. She's
That's
arguing
not
against
true.
That is what you're doing. And I mean, Anton brought Courtney on. So I mean, you know Anton what he does. But understand the only two married people on here is Anton and Amira. So what are we talking about?
I think I hear all of you out, and I can't speak for I can't speak for everyone. Look, Courtney's talking about something that people call someone in a different country. Look, in Russia, they have things that they call people who are darker than them. In Russia, I was the N-word. In Russia, I get called the N-word because that's how it is. I can't, in every culture, there's gonna be people who are ignorant and racist. I don't speak for them when I'm talking to you all. I speak as Amira. I'm just Amira.
Okay.
And I love you guys and I love watching your show. That's why I wanted to hear because of the conversations. I'm not here to represent Lebanon and the bad of Lebanon and the good of Lebanon. I'm just giving you guys a different point of view. So I'd appreciate maybe you guys can just see me for me and not for what you may have seen in the past.
The problem is these women don't like the gynocracy. See, what Anton doesn't understand that he did was he showcased the gynocracy. Okay. And these are women like he really did. And the thing is, between Kay, Courtney, these are the nice folks. And really, they're gonna hide behind coding up under being black. But it's like, look, man, y'all like that code shit is some arbitrary shit that black people like to use. That's that like get out of jail free card. In my opinion, that we're way past that shit. If we can't have an honest conversation about what goes on, I don't want to hear shit about that. And the thing is, why am I even playing this? Because Amira is the type of chick or woman that might listen to Kevin Samuels. And what a lot of people don't understand, a lot black women think they're getting so angry. Black women will be even angry if Kevin Samuels started to pivot and started to deal with more non-black women on the show. Shout out to Black Mind, who's over there in the Middle East. The thing is, another thing, since Black Mind is in here too, is do you understand how poisoning Amira is to black men if if you value the gynocracy? You don't have to have sex with a woman like Amira. You can have a conversation with a woman like Amira at a coffee shop and be like seriously. You cannot have men be exposed. It doesn't matter if you never have sex or engage in any basis with a woman like that. Just being around them will start to decompress a lot of what black men think women should behave like in a straight, non-sexual interaction. That is dangerous. And that is what you're seeing her emotionally respond to. Now, Pink Book is actually doing this. These are clips. She's talking to. Y'all haven't heard her yet. I'll share it in the chat. Give me a second. I'll share it in the community tab. Because this is a 30-minute video of Pink Book.
With some Lebanese person back in the day.
Well, here's the thing.
Something.
I mean, this chameleon went on for hours. Everybody was feeling Amira's mindset. Again, she's the only traditional woman on the panel. She's the only married woman.
Now, keep in mind that throughout this whole time, Amira is getting very positive feedback in the chat. So a lot of the dudes, and quite frankly, probably a good amount of the women, were pretty cool about it. So that makes it even look worse.
the panel. And the chameleon was not going to stop until she was able to successfully get everyone to change their positive opinion of Amira to something negative.
Is that when we bring somebody on a platform, I think it's important to vet to see.
Notice how she didn't give a fuck about nothing. Now I want you to understand something. She says that, yet I like Jessica. Courtney doesn't know Jessica like that. You haven't seen what she looks like. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But this is the person telling everybody else to cam up. Literally on the same show, everybody else had to cam up, but Jessica and Danielle. All the dudes had to cam up. But you knew who they were. And don't say it's because they're content creators, because she said the same thing to Pink Book, the person that made this video. That shit is arbitrary. It's when you want it to be. You don't know Six like that. This is the same person that likes to talk about Red Pill, but you can tell she don't even want to talk about who she really listens to. Boy.
What they feel about us before they come onto the show.
Well, like what they feel, she listens to the show. So again, she said, look at her for her. She said, fuck that. We about to label all Lebanese. Now, look, this is Anton and Lapeef's show. This is their show. They may not would I have made this decision? No. I wouldn't have made this decision. And this is why shout out to BGS for Women. BGS had black women from different cultures, so you couldn't use this. This couldn't be a weapon, because this is what a lot of black women would hide behind. Shout out to Angela, but
Show.
Well, here's the
That was-
not gonna happen.
hold on.
Not as long as I'm a part of this. As long as I'm a part of this show, you might as well end that right now, because it's
Okay,
never gonna
so
happen.
there was a comment that was made on one.
yeah, because Anton clearly didn't vet Six like that. So that's a smoke screen.
Her shows that she made, and she can clear it up, is who she thought was racist. And she made a very particular point that she said the most racist people that she know are black and Asian.
Okay, Courtney, we're not gonna dab.
Okay, that's her opinion. Wait, who said that?
Particular point that she said the most racist people that she know are black and Asian.
Okay, Courtney, we're not gonna dab.
No, don't do, no.
I mean, it's go like the thing about it is, I don't think they like. See, I mean, this, yo, like, wow. Let me replay that. Because I need to hear that.
It's
Okay,
never
so
gonna
there
happen.
was a comment that was made on one of her shows that she made, and she can clear it up, is who she thought was racist. And she made a very particular point that she said the most racist people that she know are black and Asian.
Oh, you had to listen hard. You know, boy. It's so we know Courtney knows how to listen when she wants to.
Okay, Courtney, we're not gonna dab.
No, don't do, no. Yeah, we all
No, we're
are.
gonna stay-
Because y'all are going.
Now you usually never hear Lapeef talk. Even he's talking now. The gynocracy is taking over this motherfucker. And you notice how Kay is falling back? I'm sure Kay and Courtney gonna be really good friends after this. I don't know. I'm sorry. I have to see the video. Because, motherfuckers will say that and then you listen to it. Like, remember the big dick thing with Kevin? You may not have said it, but in context of what he was talking about, it makes sense. I would have used different terminology, and I have. So I don't want to hear that. That's some bullshit. I gotta hear the comment. Just like when motherfuckers told me Love Dorsey was talking shit about Shahrazad Ali. I gotta hear the shit when y'all be saying that shit. Oh yeah, and the thing about it is you notice Anton couldn't shut her the fuck down. So understand something is that women like Courtney, they act the way they want to act when the fuck they want to act, but you can't really turn them off. When they really want to do something, that shit ain't going nowhere. And he started to realize that. That's why Lapeef started to jump in. Like, he can't control him.
We don't have to take anything personally.
It's not personal.
Lauren,
but don't,
Lauren and Kate, I want you to go ahead
of
and
course,
take us home with this.
Don't shut me up, JR. When we
It's not
talk
about shutting
about
up.
what has been said on the platform that she had.
We stand on. I understand that we're not talking about her platform. What we're talking about is the show last week.
Like my thing is, if she really believes that, why the fuck you think she's gonna get on here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black people? Like, come on now. Again, I want the clip. I would want to, like, I'm gonna say this like I say to all of y'all when y'all say something about black women. I want the clip. I want the clip. I mean, if she said it, if you got it, then give me the clip.
I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Lauren,
but we're talking about a woman
Lauren,
on the
I'm gonna start
platform
with
that calls us
Lauren,
racist.
Courtney, please. Lauren, I'm gonna start with you. I want you to go ahead and take us home.
By the way, shout out to the woman Lauren. Now, Lauren is the other black woman that's on the show. She's probably a modern woman too, but she is the only black woman who handled herself with class during this episode. So I did want to point that out as well. But you see how the chameleon is one insubordinate, out of order. She thinks that she's in control of who can be there on the show and who won't be on the show. And she's even controlling the topic of conversation. The conversation was not about who liked black people and who didn't like black people. The conversation was about what can women from our culture, what can they learn from the women of the cultures that's in the East? How can they learn how to be more feminine? How can they learn how to be more submissive and cooperative?
They don't want to learn. Like, in that way, it's like, look, here's the reality of the situation. They're not gonna learn. You can't, because the truth is, women like okay, I don't know who like Amir. I know how she's conducted herself. What I'm looking at, that shit is forged. That's not some shit that just happens. This is why I tell y'all motherfuckers keep on saying education is more important than culture. You can't teach that. That's something that has to be forged early. And this is the same thing with black women that operate that way. Because there's black women that operate that way too. Yes, I know them. And they're not nuanced. That is not some shit. Trust, let me tell you something. The one of the women I'm thinking about this married now. When you look at how her mother scolded her to keep, I saw that shit. And this is one of these moms that everybody wanted to have. Like, boy, you could see, you ever heard that she get it from her mama? Yeah, this was this situation. And I can tell you right now, when you see that, you understand that shit is forged. That shit is not some shit that's that you just teach somebody how to do. Learning, please. And the problem is Courtney feels some type of way because it's a non-black woman. Just like when Kevin brought up that Latin woman up there, the Colombian woman, and you saw how them black women felt some type of way. I'm like, yo, I don't like, why is it so hard to have the conversation? Well, if we brought a white man up and blah, 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 no, we wouldn't have a problem because the hood niggas might, but regular black men wouldn't have a problem because we know what the stats are. And the truth is, white men as a whole ain't doing all that great. What you have is like the top 10% of white men that have a lot of the money. But 90% of them white men are not making bread like that. Point blank, period. And so black men don't have a problem really arguing that. Well, why do white men do this? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I would say, well, then, you know what? If white men are so great, I'll start asking the white man, okay, questions about being open to dating black women. And he'll get nervous because he know most white men ain't open to him like that. That's what I'll start doing. I'll start a hookup. That Coffee Brown, you're absolutely right. So when people Lebanese are a little bit different than like Arabs as like people in the United States would know them. I mean, the Middle East is different across the board, but Lebanese are a little bit different. I don't want to say they're like, I don't want to call them Jews because they'll get mad, but yeah.
And she's turned this whole thing into a CNN political debate. Like I tell you all the time, these modern women, they are out of order. Literally talking over the men who is responsible for putting her on the platform for you guys to even know
she needed some wine.
Who she is in the first place.
Hey, Court, can I ask you
But
something?
she also said that there shouldn't be, because this is important. You have someone on a black platform talking to thousands of black folks. We need to understand where she's coming from.
Wait a minute.
Oh my God. Like, and this goes to show you where's all this alpha energy to chill that bitch out. I mean, this is y'all show.
But I have someone that said,
I don't mean to call Courtney a B, but I'm just saying.
Oh, let me stop. Hold on, Chicago.
No, I'm
Stop,
not
stop.
half
Hold on,
baked.
let's just set this. Oh, stop. No, bro. No,
One more time.
nobody. Okay, cool. Let's be clear. Let me set the standard and the stage right here. This is not a black platform. This is a platform in which we have conversations.
Oh, so now it's not a black platform. Well, Anton never said it was. Look, Anton, go get your money. I'm not hating on him. And by the way, and I'm gonna still say Black Manosphere. All of the Black Manosphere folks, see, our platforms are black platforms, and we've sacrificed a lot of growth in order to make our platforms black platforms. Our platforms are black male platforms, and that's divided us even further. When everybody want to say we hate this and we hate that, so now you mad. Oh, let me go to sleep.
That ultimately could foster growth. No, I don't know where you got that from. I don't know where that
He does speak BS sometimes.
came
who's that
from.
target
This
audience?
is
Who mostly watches?
yo.
Doesn't matter who
Please
mostly
please don't interrupt me again.
And that's code for black women support this shit. You don't want to lose support. And that's what I'm talking about. And see, if you don't understand what that is, that's going to be a problem. But if you're going for a bigger platform, you can probably get away with that. I didn't know Ralph Nettie was Lebanese. I didn't know that. Thanks for that. I know antisocial. Like now, it's not a black platform. You see what I'm saying, yo? Like really, that's what we gonna do? Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't want to go there. Like, and that's kind of what A to Z was talking about. Oh, she said it ain't a black platform. Cause boy, you can get around that gunocracy real quick if you don't want to make it a black platform.
not a black platform. I don't know where you got that from. I don't know who told you that. I know it wasn't me. I don't know who told you that on the side.
We're all black.
Hey, could you please stop for a second? I said, please don't interrupt.
I'm literally.
Cause they don't. This is funny. Like Anton, like I said, you know they give you the illusion that you running. You can't. You gonna have to enforce that. Like that's what I'm saying, yo. And this is what people don't want to do. You think just having a frame, that frame don't matter. You should have just pulled their ass down. I'm gonna tell you something. When we got out of line, Nurse Nerd didn't have a problem pulling me and Roger down.
You haven't said like 5 words this whole time. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is a platform where we have uncomfortable conversations. Nobody.
I mean, this is the most uncomfortable I've seen you have, and I give this credit, but no, y'all don't.
Owns it. It's here for us to not mute or censor anybody, regardless of how they feel. The only thing that we ask is for you to defend your position. We can feel differently. We can look at things differently, but censorship is not where it's at. I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't believe.
Oh my God, man, y'all don't really go in there like that. I know Black Huru is probably like, this nigga to put my name, this young nigga to hit my name in this shit. The fuck is this?
Even people taking things for being something that it was not created to be. And so I don't know where y'all got that narrative, but that's not what's happening over here.
Nigga, shut up. Like to Kay's point, stop trying to play. See, that's that wishy, man, that's that bullshit. Nigga, what? Don't do that. Like, Kay's right. Don't try to play that game. That's that. But I ain't mad at you.
We're having uncomfortable conversations regardless of who come on the platform.
And you have the two Ks both bucking up at Anton and Lapeef in public. Funny they believe that the non-black woman was an issue of being on the show, but there's no issue with baby mamas and feminists being on the show.
Exactly. You know, like you had Yanni Red on this motherfucker, but you talking about vetting people? You had Yanni Red. You had, I mean, you know, 6 is all right, but you had Yanni Red. Like, come on. Don't miss me with that bullshit. I bet you they would have acted like they had some goddamn sense if Kevin would have been on the show. They might try to take this shit down. I mean, honestly, yeah.
Okay. Yes, there are some things that I said on my channel. Of course, it's going to look bad. But in that conversation, if you check out the thread that was in, there was a lot of things going on in that conversation. And what I wanted to do was flip things back on what I said. And
I got to hear what she said in the context behind what she said. I got to hear that. Okay. I like, y'all, because when motherfuckers like trust, like, and I'm going to keep it real with you. The only reason why, like, with people like Nyla and stuff, I've already heard them say crazy shit. So I already know I don't put certain things past them. But that's not, when I don't know nobody, I'm like, I got to hear it. Or I got to see them demonstrate something adjacent to that close enough where I could believe that. But I don't like when people just try to throw the shit out, because people try to do that to me. Like, they'll try to say, oh, well, you said this and you said that. And you know how I go hard. And I stand by everything I said. Oh, you said that, well, maybe one day, you said, we need to have a serious conversation about eugenics. Well, you understand, again, the context of that conversation was black people acting like they were just going to have babies willy-nilly.
yeah, and the only reason I said that is because there's certain things that I've seen, because I used to live in New York and I went to a majority black school, and things that I saw were different. And people say, well,
first of all, and this is okay, that makes sense. But what I would tell Amiri, what you experienced had nothing to do with racism. What you experienced was these women hating your ass because you clearly, she got Colombian look. I mean, she got a white woman look. And these black women are projected that on you. That's what you were experiencing. And I promise you, if you ask her who was the one acting that way, was it black men or white black women? Well, you won't come back on the show because you'll be enemy number one. So I already know what she said. I already know. Just by her saying that and being in New York, I already know what time it is.
Well, I mean, this is a whole political conversation. I don't know if you guys want to get into politics. It's mostly like leftist versus rightism kind of thing. But if you take it out of context, of course, it looks bad. But I'm not you're trying to accuse me of being a racist. I'm not a racist.
Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And we do have a special announcement while we at it. Amira is part of the LaPeef network. So let's welcome her to the network.
Oh, these hoes are going to be mad. So now you expect you brought, oh, what? Hey, I ain't mad at you. Oh, so they said, oh, this is too much juice.
Stop playing.
They been Anton about that. Anton, oh yeah, this ain't gonna end well. This gonna be another Tawana shit.
This is a really good welcome. I get called out.
I mean,
JR set it up.
JR, I knew as soon as she got off the call on that show, JR was like, make sure you hit me in my inbox. Orpheus.
Thank you.
Oh, so she's gonna be on the family trip then.
Oh, this is
No, black women don't act that way.
She just tried to say that this girl's people, they're the Taliban. Just loud, wrong, and ignorant. All I can say is I like the platform. But when you turn it from a show of male co-hosts to a show ran by female co-hosts, it's going to always be chaotic, especially when you are continuously bringing on females who are feminists, baby mamas, and they represent the worst of us. Maybe they should do more like Fresh and Fit, where they have the regular male co-host, but then they might invite different female guests, but not a regular guest that becomes a co-host, and then they think that it's their show. They think they run the show, and then that's how you get a show that was probably designed for men to be able to speak, not
that way, baby. But she ain't gonna come after this now. Y'all done.
Courtney gonna kill me in my sleep.
No, black women don't act that way.
Actually, that's not true. I mean, we just, maybe not in the sleep. We just got off a chick trying to run a nigga over. Y'all really trying to act like y'all don't be killing motherfuckers out here? Maybe not in please. Y'all better stop.
just loud, wrong, and ignorant. It's going to always be chaotic and fit, where they have the regular male co-host. They think they run the show. And then that's how you get a show that was probably designed for men to be able to speak about what they think about things, to now women controlling what the men can say on the platform that was intentionally built for men. Well, that's all I got here. You guys can leave your comments below. Want to see more content like this? Support this channel by hitting up the Cash App. The link is below in the description.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, and see, the problem is, and this is that part. See, the reason why I talk about the Lapeef Network is you're kind of seeing, this is like one of the things you have to pay attention to when you're dealing with the purple pill shit. It's going to inevitably, if you're doing this for commercial purposes, then the tendency is going to be to want to gravitate to the women because that's where the money is. Point blank, period. And so the question you have to ask is, if you want to say, well, we're just going to have a show and have conversation to get commercialism, well, you already know where that is. And then, you already know where that's going. You already know where that is going. And the thing is, the problem, again, that guy, and you notice that the word gynocracy is never, maybe Kevin said on their show, that word has never been uttered. And that's really what the issue is. What we're dealing with in the black community is something very different. And that's actually what Amira probably experienced in New York. She didn't truly understand what she experienced in New York because all light-skinned black women experienced that in New York. The thing about it is it's sexual intimidation. That's really what it is. And coupled with masculine attitude. And no, he's not borderline purple pill. He is purple pill. And I would argue Anton is more purple pill closer to blue pill than purple pill closer to red pill. So, and so a lot of, and like Anton's looking at it on how to grow a show. Anton's looking at this from how to grow a business. We're looking at it from how to grow a message. There's a difference. And Anton couldn't have did what he did a couple of years ago. He was able to get in the point where a lot of the audience was galvanized in the black by us. And the thing about it is, and I'm not saying he owes us anything, but what I'm saying is the market that people on here help cultivate, he was able to pretty much come in and kind of do things a lot faster than otherwise would have happened. That's just facts. And I'm not one of these people who be like, oh, but they owe you stuff. I'm not saying that, but I'm also not going to act like that's not the context. And so what Anton is able to do is say, well, I'm not like, we have real conversations, but we don't hate black people. We're not like the red pill where they're just crazy. That's what he likes to do. And so they like to piggyback. And so now Courtney was able to be the attack dog, talk about red pill this and red pill that. Well, now what you're actually faced with, Amira would be like, not to say people are trying to be Muslim, but like an SYSBM argument, you see how Courtney responds. You see, and Kay was smart. I didn't see the whole thing. These were clips. So obviously Kay probably said something. But the reality of the situation is you saw that intimidation. You saw it. You saw it. And Pink Book called that out earlier. And again, I'm not trying to say that Courtney can't have a happily ever after, but you're not owed one. You're going to have to fight. And, you're going to have to fight. And dudes are not playing. And I think a lot of these women, they will say that about Amira, but they don't want black men to even be exposed to that. And if it was really like, let's have a conversation, I would not care what context we have it, because I know I'm right. So I can always merge what I'm saying with whatever y'all talking about and make it make sense. I agree with that. I think Kevin is purple red, Anton is purple blue. I'm on TJ Maxx clearance pill. That's funny. You can't have an honest conversation from a dishonest standpoint. You're absolutely right, antisocial. And that's the problem with the conversation in the first place. Hold on, let me jump from the top and go down, and then I'm done. I'm gonna regret this. No, I don't have bake, not a black platform. Yeah, I was weird when he said that. I mean, that's how you know. And look, I'm not against him trying to grow a business, but understand that yeah, you didn't establish a lot of people might not have watched you had you not established that up had you established that up front. They got a lot of credibility as a platform, and so yeah, people gonna feel some type of way. That Lebanese shit got canned showing their true colors. Yeah, and she didn't even do a lot. Ooh strikes exactly. Courtney showed her true colors. Uh, this happened because you didn't set the premise properly from the get go. Anti be quiet. Absolutely. Bree Lewis, Courtney was utterly embarrassing, out of control. I think she felt threatened by Amira, a woman who is her competition of female. Yeah, I think a lot. I think that was, and she'll try to act like that's not what it was. But you were doing way too much over way too long period of time, and people and Courtney doesn't tend to act that way when there's other women with kids on. Jim Rat, the Lebanese shit got black men showing their true colors, if anything. I mean, I'm curious what you mean by that. Tack man, Yanni, the Mike Oliver age. Oh man, Courtney went from learning my femininity to full blown straight. Yeah, yeah. It's funny because you called it out 2 months ago about the fake femininity. Yeah, Otis. Yeah, because they're not. Look, they're not gonna give shit up. They're not gonna willingly give that up. They're gonna lie, cheat. They're gonna go covert. Jack Queen, Amira was very feminine. The females in the chat were, yep, was calling her fake for that. Well, that's because they don't know what femininity is. So of course they're gonna say that. She been hiding it for so long, was only gonna come from so long. Coffee Brown says she had to do was sit there and primp her hair. Exactly, a too much conflation. She got hated for being, yeah, I mean, light skin, yeah. They're gonna make a petition. I don't think they're gonna do that. Corey Bentley, the worst thing she could do is have an exotica look. Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it is, like that like again, they like at the end of the day, if Courtney got in front of BGS K2, they would get ate up alive. They would get ate the fuck up alive. Like, yeah. Courtney's Taliban comeback was pretty and very clever. I mean, from somebody that's been international, I don't like honestly, whatever. Lebanon and Taliban are two completely different places. Taliban is actually more in Asia than it is actually in the Middle East because Taliban is right next to Pakistan, which is considered Asian. So, whatever. Bree Lewis, my mother always said that, and a lot of Taliban women look more like a mirror to you would think. They just always covered up. My mother always said that a woman true feminine elect comes out and strips it. Absolutely, that's true. I wouldn't say she's another Tawana, but coffee. If Islam is our culture, then she needs to take up for the Taliban who were influenced by Arabs. Ironically, no, they're not a unified culture like that. The problem, this is the problem. The real issue, one of the issues I think that, and shout out to Lauren as well, because she's newer on the show, and she actually told the truth when Anton asked her that, so she seems like she's solid. But the thing is, a lot of these women, notice how Courtney kept saying, "Oh, what do they think of you? What do they families think of you? This." I'm like, bitch, what do y'all think of black men? The first thing you kept on talking about is black men don't make no fucking money. As if women in Latin America are generally more out of pocket than y'all, and y'all live in the first world. These motherfuckers ain't saying shit we ain't heard come out of a black female's mouth. So I don't even understand why y'all are trying to act like that's a thing. Like that's gonna mean something to black men. And that's that bullshit. Oh, well, they don't like you. They don't this, they don't that, they don't that. They feel some type of way that non-black people are even looking at the show. And I'm not completely mad at Anton growing it like that. Because they're gonna feel some type of way. I mean, she wasn't even doing nothing either. That's what, and the fact that she went and listened to her, like you doing opposition research. See, you know what's funny? What's funny is that if you listen to Courtney like that, or you go on her shit, now you trolling, you doing this, you doing that. But she went and did the same bullshit. And then what makes it so bad for you to say all that shit and to get personal like that, and then for Anton to sit there and say, well, he's a part of the network. I know she talk about, well, we need to vet people. We need think about it. I want you to realize the context when he said that's like seeing the man who remains or Agatha all along, and then you see the whole episodes in new context. It's like or you watching the Sixth Sense. You watching the Sixth Sense, and then you realizing the dude, spoiler alert, was dead the whole time. It completely recontextualizes everything. So it's like, wow. So you said all this personal shit, and that's probably why Anton was getting really forceful about it. And so she's not going nowhere. She's not going nowhere. I also want, and I'm not saying he offered this to Six. Maybe he did, and Six said no. But out of all of the guest women that came on, he offered this to her, Amira. Now, granted, it's probably that was sold up behind the scenes, and I'm sure he may have offered it to Six. He said no, whatever. As far as a commitment, so whatever. But man. Well, they can push black. You're pushing black love, yet this is not a black platform now. So a lot of that is gimmick. So I take that for what that is. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I wanted to be a real asshole about it, I would spread that shit out in the manosphere, but I don't know. And then the argument that she was trying to make is, so you want to talk about the Middle East overall, yet you want to talk about Lebanon. Yes, Lebanese make money as a group. But if you want to talk about the Middle East overall, let's stop trying to equate femininity. See, Courtney went straight for that rest in your femininity bullshit. Stop equating femininity with economics, because let's keep it real. Black women don't choose for that. Black women choose on lust. They don't choose for economic security. Because so this bullshit, so it can't be, well, we were taught to do this, but men are not doing this. You're actively choosing men that are less likely to make money off of sexual and carnal behaviors. And that's one thing Jason Black would say too. Jason Black would say that as well, because Jason Black feels that femininity should be tied upon you as a financial leader as well. So, but then it comes back to, well, what are the women picking? You all are not picking for that. You all are picking for how a dude looks. So you don't get to double back and then say, I'm not feminine because of that. Because that's not what you're picking for. That's not. Exactly. So she's trying to make it seem like that the East is all this wealth. This, like, you let Courtney tell it, America ain't got no money, so all the women gotta work. As if all the women were forced to work because the men just failed and didn't have no money. This motherfucker was talking as if feminism just never happened. And that was just the natural order of things. That shit was funny to me. I don't know if you trolling or what. Okay, hold on. Let's go. Let me go back all the way back. It's coffee brown. I'm like, what who are you, a female? What are you talking about? Corey or Courtney not hate complete disappointment. Courtney got thrown under the bus and forced to defend herself. She was forced in that position. Okay, so this is okay. So basically you're just on here just to basically be the Courtney defense force. Okay, Courtney wasn't thrown into nothing. Courtney had the opportunity to shut the fuck up the whole time, and Courtney was driving that conversation. So let's not try to make her a victim. Courtney's Taliban comment was pretty clever. Yeah, I saw that and I thought you were joking. No, that was racist because Lebanese is nowhere near the Taliban, nowhere near Afghanistan. That was a racist joke. So we see we're on code. If Islam is a unified culture, she needs to take up. No, Islam is not a unified culture. So you're showing your ignorance with that statement. Lebanon used to be Rhino's plastic capital of the world. Now it's probably Tehran. You talk about the Persians. Okay, a lot of the shit you're talking about. Okay, I get you want to defend Courtney, but you're not doing a good job. Jim Rat, how black women treat black men. Black women treat black men a lot better than any Lebanese woman would. You'd be cleaning her house if you lived in her country. Okay. Coffee. Why are you here? Like, seriously. Why are you here? Because you're not even making great points. What you're doing is you're in the chat just kind of talking just to be talking. And you're just being the opposition just to be the opposition. You're not in, I've looked at a couple of now I've read a couple of your comments. You're not saying anything significant. You're giving a basic bullshit that black men shouldn't leave black women because black women treat black men better than any other race of women otherwise would. Okay, of course you're gonna say that because you have every incentive on black men staying in the community. Black women are known for how much they disrespect their men. Are you fucking stupid? Like, you're really making this, like, you're really just saying shit to me. I know exactly how I would be treated in the Middle East, so I stay out of that hellhole. So Courtney said that all of the Middle East, all these men got money. Yet you're calling it a hellhole. Ironically, Lebanese chick got all the black men acting in character. What do you mean in character? What do you mean in character? Anton was acting exactly the same. Lapeef was acting the exact same. Chicago Rilla acted the exact same. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're just going to come in here on some black bitch shit. Basically. That's what you're about. That's what you're doing. Coffee, you don't know shit about Middle East. Stop acting like you do. And then you talk about and actually you keep talking about Latin men are supportive. Look, we've had conversations with Latin American women. They say Latin American women say that Latin men act like black women. It makes more sense because they're men, but they act just like how black women act in the black community. What do you mean there's two sides to this conversation? There's two sides to this conversation because why? What are you talking about? You can't imagine Cynthia G's take. Yes, you're probably a Cynthia G supporter. You probably think Nyla saying abort black male babies is a good thing. You say Arab women, Latin women all don't develop in their vacuum. So let's hear. Well, let's also hear from this. Let me ask you this, Coffee. Would you, if you could trade places, would you rather be in the Middle East or would you rather be in Latin America? Or would you rather have your black ass in the United States? You say a woman can't rest around hostile men. Nobody's telling black women to be around black men. It's interesting how black women love to talk. You see, what I find interesting is black women, I'm starting to think you all are mentally ill because you all are big on saying that black men are hostile, black men are killing you, black men are raping you, yet you all have kids with black men. To me, that sounds like you all must have a low IQ or something. Amira was allowed to rest. No, Amira wasn't given the opportunity to do anything else. There's a difference. Like, I hate when black women talk about this rest bullshit. Your mothers are the ones your mothers are the reason why you can't rest in shit. You resting or not resting has nothing to do with black men. Notice how many black women don't rest and they end up leaving the black community. I mean, they end up leaving they end up getting kicked out of the communities when they leave the black community. Y'all keep using this term rest. Nobody's telling you to date black men. If you can't rest in your femininity with black men, why the fuck is your dumbass having children with black men? Are you fucking retarded? Why is it that you have sex with men you can't rest with? Women are not biologically capable of wanting to being sexually turned on by men that they don't feel protected by or that they can't be in their femininity from. So what that says that there is something broken in you. You say rest as if somebody's forcing you to date black men. Nobody is making black women date black men. Black women have always had sexual access to other races of men. It's just they don't want your ass. What are we talking about? Like, you keep coming, you're literally on a black male platform talking about what the fuck you can't rest with. Do you believe that talking to me and the black men that are in this chat is going to make you be able to rest? It is fucking 3:30 in the morning. You should be resting in your fucking bed. But instead, you're on YouTube in the middle of the night. That's 3:30 in Eastern time. Arguing with a random ass nigga's chat. I'm nobody. I'm nothing. I'm just a nigga that can't go to sleep because I had a candy bar in the middle of the night. Bitch, why are you here? Like, have you asked yourself that? I'm one of these dusties. I'm nobody. I'm a dusty nigga on YouTube in a black screen with a phone. Why are you here? That's the mental illness. You all will talk about the very men you're fucking. You all are told from birth, black men are to not be trusted. Do not depend on them. Your mothers tell you this. Your daddies damn me tell you this. The society tells you this. Yet you bitches are fucking these niggers. I'ma say it like David Carroll. You're fucking these dusty monkeys. What's wrong with you? Because they're not raping you. You're actively going out of your way and doing it. You are on my chat. Do you believe that I for a second will go to Cynthia G shit? Or Yanni Red? Or Paris Milan? Do you think I'm going to waste my time listening to them once I've already heard? I already know what they over there saying. I don't need to hear that shit over and over and over. But women, this is the illness. I just need to tell them they're dusty. Tell them we can't rest. And somehow they're gonna care about me. They're gonna change. Bitch, nobody gives a fuck. Because at the end of the day, you still sucking on the dick. If that nigga makes you sexually attracted, you still gagging on gagging. That's because black women cannot control their own sexual desires. This is why y'all wind up with the niggas y'all wind up with. Y'all act like there's somebody forcing y'all to be with who y'all with. Nobody's forcing you to do that. I don't understand this. My thing is, you would be better served. You would be better served in a Latin man's chat, a white man's chat, maybe an Asian man's chat, so you can rest. You know who, and even though this guy isn't ADOS, you know who I bet you has been resting in their femininity? Fucking Issa Rae. Why she telling y'all that she an awkward black girl and can't find no man? Her ass, she got with she went the intercultural dating route and she's been with that motherfucker since 2012. Y'all dumb. Ain't nobody making y'all deal with ADOS black men. I'm not out here promoting that. But y'all want to listen to the chicks promoting black love and shit. No. I say you go be great. If you can't rest in your femininity with black men, let me tell you something. Guess what? Let me give you a spoiler alert. That shit ain't never gonna change. You're not gonna find the right black man to rest in your femininity with. So you need to take your ass and go be great. Go find a Latin man, white man, Nigerian. I don't give a fuck. But you being in here telling me about what you can't rest, understand something. Courtney, and since you want to bring up Courtney had chose to have a kid with her baby father. Courtney has generally nothing but good things to say about the father of her child. Courtney said she was the problem. So all of that she couldn't rest shit was because she never respected the man she was with. And she said that was her problem. That's what she said. So either she was lying then or she's lying now. Either way, she's a fucking liar. Y'all love to talk about this. You can't rest. Why aren't you in the Six Goddess chat telling her about how black women can't rest? Why are you promoting black love when black women can't rest in their femininity around these niggas? Why don't you go tell her that shit? Why don't you go after all these women that are talking about black love? Why the fuck you think I give a fuck about what you gonna say? Like, you think you telling me you can't rest in your femininity or it's gonna change anything? Y'all are dumb. Talking about a mirror, like Courtney said that the Middle East is very oppressive. So how are they oppressive, but she's allowed to rest in their femininity? The reason black women can't rest in their femininity is because black women chose feminism. You all chose to do it on your own. That was a choice your mothers and grandmothers made for you. If you all are not capable of resting in your femininity, because quite frankly, you don't know how, that is a problem that that's a generational curse your mothers and grandmothers gave you because they wanted freedom. So when you all talk about this, we can't rest in our femininity bullshit, like y'all can't rest in y'all femininity, but y'all still fucking with black men. I don't get that. Shout out to Dollar Watcher for the $5. I hate that bullshit. Jay, shout out to Jay Wall. You know you hit it right talking about culture. No, bitch, don't tell me what the fuck to do. Cause honestly, it ain't nothing but a word that you won't even be able to bitch in my chat telling me to get back to the topic. If I was on StreamYard, I would tell your ass to bring your black ass up if you black. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be in this bitch. Because y'all talk, cause see, I don't like women talking this shit in the chat when they can verbalize it and sound dumb as fuck. Like the last woman that decided to come up. And cause all that shit, when y'all talk about that rest shit, y'all sound stupid as fuck when y'all do that. And understand that the video that I was listening to, that was a woman that made that. So why aren't you in Pink Book's chat or Pink Book's comment section talking all this bullshit about her not resting. Because Pink Book will tell you what it is. Better yet, let's get to a woman, even dudes saying, let's get to Love Dorsey. You talk to Love Dorsey about resting, she's gonna say you can't rest, you can't find a good man because you a good man. You can't talk about resting in your femininity. You bitches can't rest in your femininity because you all too busy believing black girl magic. I don't need a man. Gee, the only females that actively say I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, can't rest in their femininity. I wonder why. And this is why I tell black men, y'all need to, even me wasting time arguing with you, I did this to make a bigger point. This is why I tell black men, you all shouldn't even argue with women. If they tell you they can't rest in their femininity, then you need to say, well then, bitch, you need to go find somebody that can't. Don't even call them a bitch. We'll say, well, lovely lady, as Dennis Burley say, you need to go find somebody that can. That's not our responsibility for you to rest in your femininity. Well, you niggas aren't men. Fine, we're not men. So why are you with us? Why are you here? Why are you still here? This is why are you still here? That's what I don't understand. You'll never hear black women say, well, you know what, maybe we're not the women for you. You need to go find somebody else. You'll never hear them say that because they know what time it is. You will never hear black women say, we don't need to be together. I release you, go be great, because they know they don't have anyone else. They know that. So we need to cut the fucking games. Because understand, you're here because I allow you to be here. And I can easily not allow you to be here. I appreciate that, Joseph Majors. I appreciate the old heads. I appreciate the new folks. Seriously, I'm not on this oh, well, you can't rest in your femininity. Well, you all telling us you can't rest, it ain't gonna make the niggas that can get a lot of pussy all of a sudden make you feel better. It's not gonna get the niggas that are trying to commit to it. Ain't nobody's gonna feel bad about y'all rest. That's one of the purposes of the manosphere, to let us know all that shit is cap. When they talk about they can't rest, they can't, bitch, you can't rest because you don't want to. Even April Mason said that. Black women don't know how to accept help. You all have your own issues you need therapy for. That has nothing to do with black men. Well, I can't rest in my femininity. Bitch, just go to sleep. The fuck you talking about? I can't rest in my femininity. But you had 2 babies by the nigga you can't rest. Nyla, I can't rest in my femininity, but you with Taz. Ain't nobody tell you do that shit. Shout out to Primetime VA. Niggas out here acting like black men are out here campaigning for black love me. What about black love? What I need? Come on, black woman, don't leave. Black men don't give a fuck. Black men will fuck the ugliest motherfucker the shit. Black men don't care. Y'all really out here acting like black men are making y'all stay in the community. Bitch, be gone. No, you like that. No, I can't rest. Well, bitch, go sleep. With that said, I'm about to go to sleep. I think yo, for real, yo, man. For real, yo. These chicks be killing me with these catchphrases that I can't rest in my femininity. Let's go to sleep. Oh man. For real, these hoes act like they didn't like drunk too much soda or pop, or too many energy drinks. We call that the gynocracy buzzkill. I just can't rest in my femininity. Oh man. Oh man. Y'all need to hit up the Cash App for that one. Dart our child for the $5. Oh man. That should be a meme. That should be a meme like a motherfucker. For real though. I'm fucking up in the middle of the night trying to. I mean, that video I did was from a black woman. That wasn't just a clip I pulled and just started talking shit. That's literally a black woman that said that. And by the way, you know what? I'm gonna promote somebody. If y'all can't rest in your femininity, Pink Book is probably offering some consultations, or y'all could go to Love Dorsey. Say what you want to about how masculine y'all think she is. Go look at how she act with her man. She seemed like she rested in her femininity. Will bitch go to sleep? Yo, so I don't even be knowing what I be saying. Nigga, I be I don't know if you can't rest in your femininity, but I be resting in my masculine. I be resting real good. I get my beauty sleep. I wish I would let a bit take me shit. Niggas out here walking around, you know what? You know what I want to hear? You know what I want to hear? I will give $100 to the next bitch that tells a white man that they job. Because these hoes love talk. Trust me, where I work, these chicks love talk about taking mental health breaks. I'd be like, the next chick that tells me, so why you calling out? I just need to rest in my femininity. They're gonna get a paid week off. That's some bitch. That's bitch babble, Stevie. What does that even mean? It's bitch babble. That's some shit. These hoes basically before Clubhouse, these hoes were cackling around each other, and it sounded good. We can't rest in our feminine. I'm like, bitch, ain't nobody telling you to work. Ain't nobody telling you to work. Y'all hoes like, and I know that's cap because guess what? All these chicks that are married to NBA players, they were able to look. Aisha Curry can rest in her femininity, still bitching. Shanice O'Neal can rest in her femininity. Look how that worked out for Shaq. That don't that resting. You can look at niggas that got money, and these hoes can't rest in their femininity. You right, Tack, man. They can't rest in their femininity because of all of them chemicals they got in their hair, and they got their hair wound. They hair under their weave wound it up. Maybe if they take that weed out and let they weave out and let their hair breathe, they can rest in their fucking femininity. Yeah, Ludacris to go to sleep. Oh yeah, don't get me started. Jim Rat, everybody's a strag. Black women are innocent until proven guilty of being a strag in my book. That's where they got to prove to me they're a strag. But when they do, they get their strag badge. Strag coin. That's what it is, yo. That's why they can't rest in their femininity. Their heads are too. I wouldn't be able to sleep too if I was wearing that bullshit. Nigga, I be neurotic as hell as well. That's what they called it, neurotic. Bitches can't even lay down right because they don't want to fuck up their hair. Yeah, I'd have an attitude all the time too. Anyway, y'all, it's been great. With that being said, this is Edward. I'm about to end this because I kept this on too long already. With that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace. Mm-hmm.